Hello and welcome back to the Fab Over 40 show. So over the last few weeks and episodes, we've been talking about awareness, about stress, about introspection, about the unconscious patterns we inherit without even realizing they're there. And because of an overheard conversation while I was in Crete, that raised a question, but another one found me recently, and I have to say it's not one I came up with myself. It was a question first raised by someone called Kathleen Cameron. And when she asked it, it stopped me in my tracks. It was really simple. It was simple as this: according to who? And at first I thought, yeah, that's clever. But the more I sat with it, the more I realised this simple question has so much power to dismantle an entire lifetime of conditioning. Like the invisible rules we make ourselves. Think about how many invisible rules we all live by every day. Who says you should only desire or want to have 2 weeks holiday a year or even less? According to who? Who says wanting to become wealthy makes you greedy? According to who? Who says success has to come through stress, hard work and sacrifice and burnout? According to who? Oh, that one is such a biggie for me. And more I see people advocating this style of lifestyle, or have advocated it, doing just that, burning out. And then they come on and share their stories and what came out from it and what they've created since and what they're trying to sell you. So they sold this strategy for years, saying that you had to sacrifice, and you'll find that in previous episodes. So the questions I've been asking myself and sharing, you'll find them in previous episodes. So if some of this is not making sense to you, sorry, my energy seems to be on a real high today, so I realised I've just gone blah, blah, blah at you. But yeah, if some of it doesn't make sense, go back and listen to other episodes. But they're selling they've had this burnout, they're sharing their stories, and they've come up with a new strategy. So before that, they were sharing the strategy of hard work and 90-day runs after 90-day runs, etc. And then, surprise, surprise, maybe after 2 or 3 divorces and the kid's not speaking to them anymore, they burnt out. And then they found a new way of doing it and they want to sell that to you. And then they try and hide the fact that they never sold the old way to you and this is the new product you've got to believe in. Wouldn't it be nice to never have the burnout in the first place? When you really start asking this question, according to who, something fascinating happens. You begin to realise that many of the beliefs we have been living by were never consciously chosen by us. So recently, like I said, go back maybe and listen to them, but I've spoken recently very candidly, that in a way that I haven't done before, about my mum, about watching her sitting at a tiny coffee table late at night trying to work out how to make the money stretch. I expressed that I used to watch her, or when I couldn't sleep, or come down and find these bits of paper, little notepads with sums on, thinking, why was my mum doing sums? She wasn't in school anymore. She didn't have to do maths. But she wasn't teaching me limitation. She was just surviving. But I didn't realise that. And since my mum's passing, my dad is always worrying about money, even now at 94, regardless how many times I tell him he has nothing to worry about. Funny how he never seemed to worry about it before, and he left it all to her. And now he's tried to, like one does, put most of the burden onto me, but I talk more candidly than she probably did. And but yeah, I can't get through to him. I'm not going to change him at 94. And quite honestly, even more candidly, because of things that I've helped with since my mum's passing, they were probably in a better financial situation than they've ever been in their life, and he still worries. And as children, we don't just hear words. We absorb ways of being. We absorb what feels normal, what's around us. We inherit these beliefs, not because they're true, just because they're familiar. And it's not our fault. But if we catch ourselves thinking something limiting or detrimental to our desires, and we go, wait a minute, according to who? according to who says that I can't be wealthy or desire to buy a designer outfit? Or a lot of those people in Crete are there for 4, 6, 8 weeks, etc. Yeah, they're retired, but nobody's going to tell them they can only go for 1 week. You know what they're going to say. I also overheard several conversations about money recently. People saying, I don't want to be rich, I just want my family, I just want us all to be healthy. And that's amazing, I get that. And as long as we got enough, etc., that's another thing. As long as we got enough, and honestly, if that's generally someone's truth and they're completely happy, I respect that. But I found myself wondering, is it really their truth? Or is it simply a belief, a generational belief they've never questioned? Because, excuse me, for years, I never questioned mine. It's only recently, or over the last decade, I would say, or just a little bit, well, not even in the last decade, less than that. I've been doing inner work and that, but I'm always evolving and expanding. So yeah, really questioning things has probably only been recently. So if I can, anyone can, because as I keep telling people, I'm happier now than I've ever been. And I thought I was happy and I thought life was great, and it keeps getting better and better, and I'm 60. And the more I've done this inner work, the more I've realised I don't actually desire money for money's sake. Unlimited wealth, yeah, fantastic. I desire more what it represents. And if you question it, you're probably exactly the same. More choice, more freedom, more time, more generosity, more possibility. The ability to do things like I have since that holiday example, do things like to tell my partner one day, it's already manifested, it's already done, it's still in non-physical, I'm just waiting for it to collapse, but it's like, oh, I'm working to say, babe, don't take any more work on, because I'm working with location freedom business, but he's still a trading time for money person. So part of my like generosity and possibility is being able to retire him so we can both live the lifestyle that I envisage and that I'm manifesting. And I'd like to say, babe, don't take any more work on for the next few weeks. I've rented us a villa in Crete for 6 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever. And it's big enough if you want to see if your mum and dad want to come with us, if they'd like. The kids can come too. Stay as little as long as they want. Not because I need to prove anything, but because I can. That's what freedom looks like to me. So I love overhearing those conversations and seeing these people that this might sound really ungrateful, but I am very grateful because let's have a look at it. I've travelled several times this year already, just because I stayed 1 week in Crete, and I absolutely love Crete. I've been to Spain, and I've got a couple more trips. I've got another trip coming up to Spain in 4 weeks' time. I've got another one later in the year. So I am really grateful. I'm not doing it to prove anything. It's just hearing those people going, yeah, I'd like to stay longer. 2 weeks at least, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, if they got the possibility. I believe when we see somebody doing something that we'd like to do, we all have the possibility to do it too. Like I said, that's what freedom looks like to me. That's just something I've set, and since I've seen it, it's a desire. It's something, it's not even a desire now, like I said, it's already done. So I'm going off on a tangent like I always do, and I try and keep these short and concise. But recently I heard Regan Hillier say something that instantly went into my journal. And it said, true wealth isn't measured by how much money flows in your business. It is measured by how much of your life is still left while the money still flows in. And I thought, yes, that's it. This is what I've been trying to articulate, but not able to format so succinctly, because that's the business that I'm building. So I will read that again. True wealth isn't measured by how much money flows into our business. It's measured how much of your life is still left while the money flows in. I've probably came across it through a training that I've invested in through Regan. And it's because I've got this vision and I thought, she's already doing it. She's an expert. Let's invest in it. And that's where it comes from. Because I want I have this theory I learned from somebody a long time ago, and I'm building something at the moment, and then I can expand it all once this is completed. I'm so close to it, I could taste it. It's so exciting. But yeah, and then I can share it properly. But that quote is absolutely perfect about it. This is my whole thing, and it's not one. It's not a business that depends on me constantly showing up. One that gives me more life, more presence, and more choice. And it's what I'm all about, helping others to see, to do for themselves. Because I always say this, but to me, we are living in a phenomenal time where we have so much choice and possibility available to all of us. And then another thought dropped in. Maybe the greatest limitation isn't the money. Maybe it isn't the time. Maybe it's not the possibility and the opportunities, because I believe that we're swimming in them. Maybe it's permission, especially women, allowing to give ourselves the permission to want more, permission to dream bigger, permission, in my case, to build differently, permission to believe your life could look completely different from the one you inherited. And here's the beautiful part. No one else can give you that. And you've had it all along. And more importantly, it's still there, waiting for you to say, am I too old? Do I not have enough money or time, etc.? According to who? Right, I'm doing this, baby. That's what I did. I made a decision. I used tiny pockets of time and loads of free resources available to all of us, by the way, even more now, even easier than when I started this. And from making that decision, I have received one inspired action step after another. And that's also available to us, by the way. Like the saying says, you don't need to see the whole staircase. You just need to take the first step. Like I did. Something clicked in my head. I made a decision. I was coming up against resistance, but the desire to build a business my way just wouldn't go away. And then I was, okay, I'm doing this my way, regardless. And I started using tiny pockets of time, as I call it. So perhaps this week, instead of asking yourself, what should I do next? Ask yourself something much more powerful, maybe, is what belief am I living by? And according to who? You might be surprised by the answer, and that answer might just change everything. So my advice is have a journal ready when you ask the question, or you can even use a notepad on your phone. But I think something might come up and you might start saying to yourself, according to who? And then you go about your business, and then something will drop down like an inspired action, and I would have a pen and paper or a digital notepad ready for that. So thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If today's conversation has resonated, I'd love you to subscribe, leave a review, or share this episode with someone who might need to hear it as well. And if you'd like to begin your own journey of awareness, alignment, and freedom, I have created two free resources to help you get started. So you'll find both the links in the show notes, and I'll leave you to go and find them now. So until next time, this podcast and everything else I do is about you remembering who you truly are, then aligning with her and rising up to the most expanded version of it at this present time, because there's always more to expand in. I've expanded so much in this first 6 months of 2026, and I was already having my world rocked in November, December, January of 2025 and 26. It just keeps, so when you're open to possibilities and you're entitled to the best of everything, and if you're feeling or other people telling you you're not, according to who? I'll leave it there. Speak to you soon.